Good day everyone, welcome back to Clean Cut EDC. Today we are taking a look at a Blackfox knife. Yes, the Feresa. And this knife has been in my possession for like 3 weeks now. So I'm not doing a long-term review, I'm just doing an overview of this knife and what you're getting when you buy the Feresa. Yes, so let's jump into this video. I'm relatively excited because I haven't seen much videos. I don't think I've seen any videos of a Blackfox knife on YouTube, at least that was recommended to me or presented to me after searching for it. Also on the internet, very limited information about these knives, yet they are pretty damn awesome. So we're going to discuss what is nice and what is a problem. Love the packaging. I like these boxes, very similar to Honey Badger. Nice paperwork, and here we've got the Feresa. I'm not sure what it means, but I like it when knives don't have names like CX14X. I want it to have some meaning, or at least a name, not just numbers. Right, guys, so let's just take a look at this knife. Just do a little bit of an overview. So we've got a very nice sheepsfoot blade, and on sheepsfoot blades the tip is not as functional as clip points, drop points, standard blade shapes. Can't do that fine work, but you still have a tip, right? It still works for little tip cutting tasks, little utility cuts. It will still work just fine. The tip on a sheepsfoot design is usually a little bit stronger than on a clip point, usually, right? Not in every case, but on a clip point or drop point blade shape. Then we've got a sheepsfoot blade with a little bit of a belly, which is nice. That's what I prefer. It's just a slight belly, right? It's not a straight edge, it's just a slight belly, which is very cool. Very nice for food prep. Blackwash blade, I think they did an exceptional job with the blackwash. I think that was a very good choice, especially with the uniformity between the pivot and the blade itself. I do love it when they actually match and make the knife more uniform overall. What I like is that they didn't go with a DLC coating here. I think that would have looked, this knife would have been gone. I'm struggling to see it in person when it comes to these scales. So it's very nice that they added a black stonewash, or blackwash rather, just to to break the overall black look of this knife. And it's still blacked out, but it has a little bit of a flare. It has a slit for deployment, for flicking, so you can say it's a thumb hole or a reverse flicking hole. And spine wise, we are running with a 3mm blade stock thickness, so that's pretty decent. We've got some jimping on the spine, which is nice and very comfortable. Offers great grip, but not overly aggressive, right? That's awesome. Love the little logo there on our Blackfox. It's just, I definitely like the look of this knife. It's pretty cool. Yes, deployment wise, it runs on ball bearings, and it's definitely smooth out of the out of the gate. But the deployment for this knife, you only actually have the option of either doing a reverse flick, which works very well, or a slip joint style opening with this blade. Thumb flicking this knife is, getting up in there is not easy. It works sometimes, but it's definitely not comfortable. You can thumb roll it, that's a little bit more comfortable, but it's it's not ideal. I do appreciate the fact that they didn't put a flipper tab on this knife, right? Because now it gives you that ability to use more of the edge on a flat surface. I apologize for my hands, I've been working on a car. And who was helping me working on the car? A Kaiser original redstone. This thing has impressed the hell out of me, man. Flip it. That 154 cm is next freaking level. It's really good. Yes, this thing was cutting up cutting up fan belts. Fan belts have like metal, or some fan belts have like metal between the rubbers. This thing was cutting through that fan belt, those metal fibers, man. Like, it was nothing to this little Kaiser original. It was prying out gunk, and it's still sharp. And the DLC coating has held up very well for the job it did. Man, I'm impressed. That is, definitely a new favorite of mine, and I'm not one for small knives, but if it works, it freaking works. Yeah, so terrific, action with the reverse flick it's great. It's not assisted great, but it goes, right? It moves. The detent is perfectly dialed in for that option to actually deploy it with the reverse flick. I think if it was if it had a flipper tab, this detent would be a little bit too weak to handle a flipper tab deployment. But as far as the power you can exert from a reverse flick standpoint, it's a terrific option, and wow, terrific deployment. Sorry. So with ball bearings are nice, but you do have to clean them out every once in a while. So as far as maintenance go, this knife it's on the top side. It's not like you're gonna have to do super lot of maintenance because it does have a flow through construction, but it also has those inset liners which can often pick up a lot of gunk, and with the skeletonization of the liners, it can it can get dirty quite easily. So you will have to clean this out every once in a while, open it up and just re-oil the bearings a little bit, and the pivot construction. But as far as maintenance goes, it's an easy knife to maintain. There's no backspacer, so there's nothing that can get held up in the back there. But yeah, pretty cool. Right, nice sharpening choil, good plunge grind, flat grind, full flat grind on the blade itself. Yeah, gives you that terrific slicing ability, and just makes this a dream to work with regards to food prep. Aluminium scales. Now, what I definitely love about these scales is the milled out pattern on the scales itself. Metal scales, yeah, they are fantastic with regards to durability, but they suck with regards to grip, usually, right? If all metal scales had some form of cutout. Now, even I'm talking titanium, aluminium, what else is there? Just like stainless steel scales. Any scales that's metal, they do need a little bit of a milled out section or some grooves or something just to give you that added grip, because things can get very slippery. I've had the rake P801 SF, man. Yes, cool knife. I did a video on it where I explained why I'm not the biggest fan, but man, those scales were grippy as hell. That thing, yes, that thing was slippery. Eh? So yeah, definitely appreciate the fact that they mold it out. It's not super aggressive, but it gives you terrific grip. They also smooth the edges, so just fantastic build quality. Overall, just really fantastic build quality here. Ergonomically, it fits my large hands. It is a medium-sized knife. Let's compare it to a Spyderco Delica. Let's see what we've got. Basically the exact same size as the Spyderco Delica. What else? Kaiser Original, since we've got it here. It's a lot bigger than the original. And then Ontario Cam Plus. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, basically also the exact same size as the Ontario Cam Plus. Let's compare it to a large size knife. Here's the Honey Badger Large. Just the normal Honey Badger Large, and it is a lot bigger than this little Feresa. Yet the Feresa doesn't feel like a small knife. It doesn't feel weak, and I think it has to do with the weight, because the overall weight on this guy, having aluminium scales, it's going to be a little bit on the heavier side. So let's see. It is 106. That's heavy. That is heavy. Sorry guys, let's just test it again. Yeah, 106. Compared to the large Honey Badger with FRN scales, 109. So yeah, that's pretty heavy, It's basically the exact same weight as a large knife, right? I almost wanted to say a large heavy duty knife, but the Honey Badger isn't that heavy duty. Yeah, so, but I don't mind that extra weight, right? With the size of this, it's nearly a perfect size for a pocket knife. This thing will be able to do basically any EDC cutting tasks, right? That does not involve, or that's appropriate for its blade shape, I would rather say. So, yeah, very smooth, very comfortable. There's no hot spots, super ergonomic, nice deep carry pocket clip. no mushrooms, flat screws, inset. The pocket clip, however, is not set into the scales. You guys can see on this side. So you can actually switch it over to left-hand side, tip up carry. But yeah, nice deep carry pocket clip. I wish they would have taken the time. You know, they're already busy milling, so just mill out a little section for the pocket clip. It would have made it so much better, and yeah, just look also a little bit, you know, well-rounded and nicely finished. As far as standoffs go, they work just fine. No flex, obviously, aluminium scaled. It's super durable, but it is, I'd say it's, you know, that's the trade-off. Is you've got metal scales. Metal scales are more durable, but they are usually heavier, and they are also usually a little bit slippery. However, yeah, they have compensated for that, so that's fantastic. Right, now, just final thoughts on this guy. I think it is a terrific knife, right? I think it is done very well. It is the bolt quality is just fine, but I don't think there's anything on this knife that makes me go, yo, I want that. If I were to see this knife in the shop, I'd be like, it looks fine, you know, but yeah, it doesn't really grab my attention. There's nothing that I really feel like, yeah, this is exceptional, or this is basically a very standard budget pocket knife, right? D2 blade steel, it's all good. Aluminium scales, just fine. But yeah, nothing too spectacular, nothing too out of the box, nothing that makes me go, wow, they really, you know, did a great job there. I think the only thing that I would say impressed me is the fact that they did the pivot the same color as the black wash on the blade, and that uniformity in this knife looks very well. So yeah, guys, that's it for the Feresa. Pick one up if you see one. If not, leave it. But just wanted to show you guys this knife. Have a fantastic day. Have a knife day. And remember that no knife means no life.